So let's do this question together right now for our word problem. Scientists are studying the weights of two different alligators over 12 months. We have an initial weight and then the growth rate of each alligator in this table. So what we want to do is we want to create our two equations, and then we're trying to figure out something that you talked about yesterday was when their weights are going to be the same amount. That's basically the code there is that's a break-even problem. So for alligator number one, weight, basically our x, is going to always represent the number of months, because we're talking about the average rate of change per month. So this is the number of months. And so y is just going to represent the weight of each alligator um, for each respective one. So our first equation is going to be alligator 1. So our weight is equal to, our initial weight is that plus 4 pounds, so that's a plus 4, but our rate of growth is 1.4, so that's what gets multiplied by x. Our slope is always times x. And our second equation is, we're starting out here with 6 pounds, so we're a 6-pound alligator getting started, and we're only growing at 1 pound per month, so that's 1x plus 6. And so that's going to be tough to graph by hand, which is why Desmos is so great. We come into Desmos and we can type in our two equations. So our first equation is that 1.4x plus 4. So our first equation here would be y equals 1.4x plus 4. And then our second equation, y equals 1x plus 6. And then we can drag our lines a little bit here, click on it as you need to. As soon as you click on one of these lines, whether it's blue or red, that gray dot shows up, and we see that our solution is 511. So my solution here is 5 comma 11. But what the heck does that mean? We need to interpret that. So what that means is that in 5 months, because X stands for months, in 5 months, they both weigh how much? They both weigh 11 pounds. Not weight. They both weigh 11 pounds. 11 lbs here. lbs. So they both weigh 11 pounds. That's what our goal was there, was to figure out when the two alligators would weigh the same amount. So it takes 5 months for that to happen. I want you to skip forward. I want to do number 5 with you here. So it's really important that we just create our two equations again. So in this particular case, we have a movie streaming business, and there's 3 of them this time. We have a watcher's plan, we have a home theater plan, and then we have a, let's see, I guess it's just 2 of them. Oh, sorry, basic plan, watcher's plan, home theater plan. So the first thing is here is that the basic plan is really simple. The basic plan is $3 per movie rental. The watcher's plan is $7 fee plus a $2 movie rental, and the home theater plan is a $12 fee but only $1 movie fee rental. So we're trying to create our equations for each. So hopefully you'll notice that the fees are the one-time thing, and then the per rental, the per movie, is our recurring thing. So for our first equation, there is no fee. We just pay $3 per movie. So that's y equals 3x, right? The watcher's plan, though, the watcher's plan does have a fee, and then the movies are cheaper, so it's a y equals 2x. It's only $2 per movie plus the $7 fee, right? And then last but not least, the home theater plan, that has a higher fee, but only $1 per movie, right? So what you have to be able to do there, you see, when is it beneficial to choose which plan? And we do this a lot. You should do this. Your parents probably do it. You might do it in different scenarios. But let's take all 3 of those equations, and let's type them each into Desmos, okay? So we have 3x here. The next one was 2x plus 7. And our last one was y equals 1x plus 12. So it's really important that we start to kind of wrap our mind around what this is talking about here. And so if you can start to kind of think about it with me, um, you notice that there's some different times where they're intersecting. And what we're always looking for is when is it the cheapest. So when is it the cheapest? Well, look at the blue, the red lines. Whenever you look at them vertically, here the red line is the cheapest. So I'm just going to put x equals, and I'm going to put a slider in real fast. Oop, it's not going to let me. So I'm going to put x in it, x equals 4. And you can see that when I do that, the red line is the cheapest. It's going to be the cheapest option for me. So that's the basic plan. The blue line would be the next cheapest, and the green line would be the most expensive. But if I make that 5, it's still the red line, still the red line. The blue line and the green line switch places up here. So at one point, it's now, if I'm now renting more than 5 movies, so like 6 movies, all right, I'm going to make this if I'm renting 6 movies, it's actually going to be the same price to rent on the home theater and the basic line. So if I'm going to rent 6 movies, it's going to be the same price on the home theater or the basic. But as soon as I rent more than 6 movies, if I rent 7, now the cheapest option is to go on the home theater. And what do you notice about the blue line? Is it ever to your benefit to go with the blue line? It's never actually going to be to your benefit to go with the blue line, because the blue line, while it is cheaper than the green line over here, it's still more expensive than than the red. So really, this is something that you kind of learn how to figure out. Up here, these two intersect, but the green line is still my cheapest option. So really, I'm going to stick with the basic plan all the way up till 6 movies. I'm going to stick with the basic plan there. But as soon as I go more than 6 movies, so 7 movies or more, I'm going to switch to the home theater plan. And that's what this visual representation helps us do. So when is it beneficial to go with each plan? Well, I'm going to go basic. My first option here is to go basic. That's going to be anything from 0 to 6 movies, right? But then anything more than that, I'm going to go with my theater plan. All right, and that's going to be anything from 6 plus. Anything more than 6 is going to be my theater plan. So this graphing, it really helps us to visualize how those two things are connected and how to make those connections. So at this point, you can continue practicing the word problems, but you also have some word problems as homework on Canvas. So work quietly on those, and best of luck.